Here's the trailer, Back 4 Blood, Children of the Worm. I'll let it play once, and then we'll go into it.
Got your back.
You got a name, pal?
You will call me
Prophet.
And I demand your help.
I'll talk about some of my thoughts after this.
In
None of them
mighty
are
land, I
inherently
protected my
bad.
followers,
Interesting.
guided by the light. But they came and took them from me. Are you a man of faith, General? You think you've faced the dark before, but you've never seen the likes of this.
Be quiet.
This way.
Open already! Back to hell with you!
Get the hell out of here!
Father, walk over me, floor. Protect from those who walk hand in hand with monstrosities. For thine and mine is the power. Anoint your champions, O Father.
Oh,
And
Father.
all who dwell in the valley know we are the shadow. We are the dead. Fresh meat.
Lockjaw. Okay. Yeah, I see some of those skins. Those are like the three better ones, I think.
I have foreseen our victory. We will prevail.
Still not in love with his
A
abilities.
new world will rise from the
But
ashes
I'll
of
hold on
old.
my shots.
Hey, fucking men!
So that was the trailer. Hopefully you guys liked that. If I had to guess the storyline of this part, they're back at Fort Hope. He's come, Prophet Dan is taught to General. He wants people to go and just help save his people. And then the General's probably like, well, there's people. So that's, he sends Padres out to go fight the Children of the Worm. Loving it. Very orange though. So there's two different types of these guys. There's ones with the lockjaw, ones with the bow and arrow. And then we got this guy. I don't know what other things he can do. They're all wearing prisoner uniforms. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely part of the prison, which is cool. I'm all for the prison, you know. Hopefully it's really, really good and really, really fun. Hopefully each level isn't like feeling like super short and contained. You want that to be a little lengthy because there is going to be only like 6. For what it's worth, this does look visually interesting. Again, still very orange, which I love orange, so I'm not like hating on that. I think this is all a part of the same map. So there's two, the one we saw previously and this one. We might have to repair a boat. I hope this is kind of like where they have to like get gas canisters to fill up. Gimme Jibs Jr.'s car. I hope this is something similar, but like you're grabbing pieces of the boat and assembling it while there's zombies chasing you. That would be really fun. I remember theorizing that like he was a leader of the Cult of the Worm and then, you know, defected, but it seems to be like he had his own thing going on. And why the fuck is his eye glowing though? Like that's not a normal thing to be happening there. You know what I mean? Yes, they are and they aren't going for like a realistic look of like this weird middle ground, and I feel like you got to choose which way you want to go. Ali and I were talking about this last night. The problem with some games is like they try to be realistic but not too realistic, and then ends up just looking boring as fuck. If I'm being honest, look at the game World War Z. It's realistic to the point where it's like, yeah, all right, cool, you know. I mean, you are going through different stuff and it's kind of interesting, but like for the most part, you're like, all right, this is a little bit more fantastical than I think the game originally started off trying to be, which thank God, because that would have been annoying as hell. You gotta go for it, you know what I mean? If you're gonna go realistic, go super gritty, dark, grimdark, realistic. We were talking about the difference between PUBG, Fortnite. Escape from Tarkov is like ultra grimdark reality, but it works for it, and it's an aesthetic that they choose, and they just really go for it in that direction. Then you got Fortnite, which is like this super family-friendly, cutesy thing, and they really go for it. And then you got PUBG, or somewhere in the middle. Apparently, PUBG was having issues with that because they're like, oh, people don't like just regular shit. No, they don't. So I hope that from what I've seen so far, it's a little bit more extravagant than what they were previously, like all the maps were previously for that. And at least it isn't a fucking woods again, dude. I'm so tired with these woods. I'm just being completely honest. I'm sorry to rock. I don't mean to offend you guys. You guys do some good stuff, but like, come on. How many forest maps do we fucking need in this game? Like, I don't fucking fucking care. Give us something interesting, and this is something interesting. So I'll give him that. It's definitely a lot more fantastical. We'll see how the prison goes. I mean, it looks interesting. It's different, for sure. Yeah, okay. So we might be rescuing survivors here. Thought process here. Maybe what we're doing is he gets us to go. We go to the boathouse where we gotta craft a ferry. We get the ferry going. We go down the Canoa River. Second map is prison. Third map is profit. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to be a little quiet here, a little sneaky sneaks. Okay. Oh gosh, there's a lot of them. Okay, so we're gonna be fighting a lot of them in one area at one time. And I think someone on the Reddit talked about this. Was it the Reddit? I think so. For last impressions matter, right? So in like Left 4 Dead, you know, it wasn't too hard to get to the end of the level itself, like No Mercy, right? Like you get from beginning to end. It's usually not that big of a deal. Is it difficult? No, I'd say this game is, I'd say Back 4 Blood's a lot more difficult than Left 4 Dead ever was, but I like both games. A lot of people's last impressions of like No Mercy are like, oh, we escaped or we died. Usually escape because let's be honest, it's a lot easier. Nothing wrong with that. But like that, people's last impressions of Back 4 Blood generally are an unfinished run because it's way too long, or that everyone just died and you now you've rage quit. Now you have that in your brain. So only the real masochists really play this game. I'm one of them, and a lot of my friends are. I guess that's why they've struggled so much to make the game a lot easier. But I feel like one of the biggest things they could have done is just make all the tunnels be its own act and just have them interconnect in some way. And then, like, I know like totem farming is like a huge idea, but like, do we really need totem farming? I don't think we do. I don't think we need another currency on top of the currency we already have, especially if things are gonna be super expensive to buy shit anyways. I think if you want to keep the skull totem, like farming as a thing, which I fucking hate farming that because it's so inconsistent. Just have them sploosh up everywhere. You know what I mean? Maybe don't have them be weapons. Just have them be something you carry on your back. I know that gets rid of a couple mechanics, but like, I don't know, man. I'm just underwhelmed here. I don't like having to do fucking tunnels. I'd rather it be its own act so that I choose to go through the tunnels, and that's like a fun thing in and of itself. Divine Intervention for 2 minutes provides a random bonus. I saw Swing Point talk about this in one of the Reddit posts where he's like, it's gonna slap. He's gonna slap. I'm like, I don't think he is. I mean, he might be cool, I guess, if that's what you're running, but like, I don't know, man. Unless you're playing with randoms, people usually don't go down that much. So it's like his whole purpose is just completely just like irrelevant. I mean, like the one time somebody actually goes down, you pick him up and it drops a bunch of grenades. Ooh. I mean, I guess they're trying to like get you to pick people up in the middle of a fight, which is kind of stupid as fuck. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. I mean, it's just the way we play. I think he's good at Swarm. Oh, yeah, I think that might be part of it. I mean, I don't play Swarm. I guess that's the thing, right? You have to think of it like it's not just, hey, this is for PvE. It's like, oh, this is also good for PvP. I think he said it's good slaps on PvE though. I feel bad. It's like this is a game I really love, and there's just like a whole game mode that like nobody touches, and neither do I because I don't care for it. Proper campaign versus would have been sick, but like I understand. Blah blah blah. Maps were made for it. I mean, I think honestly the problem with probably Swarm and why with campaign versus is just all the fucking wood maps. There's just so many woods. It's just not even fucking funny. Just so many woods. Like imagine if you were the Ridden. I mean, you would just fuck everyone up in those woods, right? You would never get out of it. Like Pain Train would just be completely unbeatable in PvP. I mean, all you would do is just try to make it farther enough through the fucking forest, and then you're good. But like, not unless you're speedrunning. And I guess that's probably the other problem. Like, speedrunning would be just so OP unless they just don't allow it to be a thing. But yeah, I feel like Prophet Dan's a bit mid. He's mid. I don't see myself getting a lot of use out of his abilities unless I'm playing with like randoms who are like that fucking bad, or unless I'm doing it on purpose. This looks kind of cool. Very orange again. So that seems to be okay. So it looks like it's Boat Town, assemble a boat, fight horde, take boat down Canoa River, get to the county jail. County jail's this whole area, and then after that maybe mining stuff, and then from there you crash land onto the next one, which would probably be the whatever the fucking shantytown thing they have going on. And then this might be the end. No, this looks like the prison. So this might be, yeah, I think it's a prison. I almost thought she was dual wielding for a second there. Here, let me see if I could stop exactly. It would be cool if you could dual wield some of this shit. I mean, I doubt it. I wonder if this is like, maybe instead of having a bash or a knife, this ends up being that. That might be what that is. But it almost looks like she's dual wielding for a second. Yeah, so that's the trailer. I mean, it looks cool. I don't dislike it. I just hope that we can actually finally get some really iconic maps going. Because I feel like the only iconic maps so far, I mean, like, that's the thing, like Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 had so many iconic maps, like Dark Carnival, Dead Air, No Mercy. Blood Harvest was one of my least favorite maps, and it feels like they doubled down on Blood Harvest. Which is like, okay, sure. Double down on a map I thought was kind of underwhelming, but you know, I don't know, like, let's get some iconic maps going. Like, I feel like the only ones in Back 4 Blood right now that are like really great would be Arms. I mean, it's okay. Handyman is like the most interesting one. Trailer Trashed, kind of fun actually. I kind of do like Trailer Trash, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they could have done more with it though, because it's not trailer trash the entire time. It's only trailer trashed last half of that map. Clog is pretty cool. I think Clog and Broken Bird are actually pretty cool, but they're so like done so quickly that it's like, okay. Like, why? Here's the word. These are maps we've already played. We've already done this map. We've already done this, and that's the thing. We do these maps like 4 or 5 times. Grave Danger, kind of cool, but it's literally just one area, so I can't even like give it like a full map status. It's like, okay. Farther Field, pretty much just Blood Harvest. It's okay. Blazing Trails, it's a forest but on fire. Garden Party, actually kind of like Garden Party. It's taken a declarative stance on something, you know. It's like, okay, we're gonna have this like really cool like a Shining reference at the end with like the maze you gotta run through. Like, that's kind of cool. The whole like Arboretum is definitely kind of cool too, but I just don't feel like either of those last pretty long. Like, I would have loved, like, imagine like a whole like freaking map dedicated to an Arboretum, but like it's a bunch of different ones and like they're all huge and like vertical and the way you can do stuff. I know that might not sound like interesting, but like I'm just taking what they already have and kind of running with it, rather than the Arboretum just being like this small little portion of the map that has like the fucking maze. Like, imagine a whole maze level. That'd be kind of sick. No, I think you're on something here. like it just feels like some of the most interesting parts of these maps are all thrown into one section of like into one map, and so like they don't feel like they don't have as much weight as if you had just given it, like, instead of having like 4 fucking forest maps, which I am so fucking bored by. Make one of those maps just the entire Arboretum. Make one like a mix between a maze and something else. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, like, I know every map is kind of a maze already, but like good segments, but only if they were longer. Yeah, T5 is okay, but this is where it's interesting. Like, the whole game is pretty easy. Like, this is easy, this is pretty easy, this is easy, this is easy. And then you get a T5, and then it's like, what was like easy just becomes like a lot more sweaty, and you have to be a lot sweaty. Although T5, the last few times I played it recently, have been pretty easy too. But it's definitely a lot more like you have to like really get sweaty for that one a little bit. Then you got Friend in Need. I actually like this one. Friend in Need's kind of cool. I like being at the funeral home. I actually dig it, but we're not there for long. We're there. Okay, so the map starts off. Again, we restart from farther afield. You got to get out, but instead of going right, you go left. Okay, so it's like reusing the same opening part. Whatever. Then you get to the furnace, which is pretty fun, and then it's over pretty quick because the whole point is that you're trying to turn off the furnace. And then once you're out of there, you go up the stairs and you're in a funeral home. This is kind of cool. We're in a funeral home. Cool. And then it's just one floor up, and then you're out of it. And then the rest of the fucking map is you walking through what, like a parking lot? I'm just like, okay. I'm not trying to shit on their game design because I don't think it's bad. I just feel like they're making choices on maps that I just feel like just aren't as compelling as it could be. Making the Grade, honestly, this one slaps. I think Making the Grade is pretty good, top to bottom. I think these last 3 are pretty sick. Making the Grade, it's like, hey, we're in a school, and guess what? We're in the school the entire fucking time. Who would have thought that, like, having a cool idea and just really executing it well. I mean, yeah, maybe you don't want it to drag, but like, I feel like it does well enough to make itself worthy of an entire map. Versus some of these, I feel like they have really great ideas, but they've thrown all the good ideas into one map rather than having them the good idea is to be a map in and of itself. I mainly wanted to just watch the trailer today, so I think I'll end it here. Hopefully you guys had a good time. If not, I don't know what to tell you. You know, you're just not a lover of fun and great times and good companionship, friendship. No, I'm not your friend. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Either way, I will definitely be streaming the new update tomorrow. So if that is something you're interested in, let me know. We will do that. I will do that. So.